Yesterday, I will just check whether the another student is also coming for the class.
So,
Yeah, tell
so
me about it.
while teaching, your sounds always become like ups and down like that. So,
Okay, I think I just have to change my headset. My mic is little bit down.
oh,
Maybe it's because of that. I will just make sure I will talk a little louder.
okay, sure.
Okay, he's not picking the calls. He will from where we end up. So these are the things we have created in the previous class. We created a fire and separate coding for these items.
So,
And I had told that suppose if you need a combined coding, there's a different process for that. So you'll see how to create a combined coding for this.
yes, sir.
Let me go to my TOF plan. Let's say I need a combined coding here. So the combined coding is generally provided in cases where the two columns are very closely spaced, so that so that the foundation will be clashing with each other. That's the main reason they will be providing combined footing. And in case if the column is exactly located very close to the boundary area, then I will be providing strap footing, which is different from combined footing. So let's see how to provide the combined footing here. Actually, it's very simple only. What I'm going to do is, in the structure, I have options called slab.
Yes,
That
sir.
comes under the foundation options. It's going to comes under the foundation options folder. What I'm going to do is, I'm just going to click here. As soon as I click here, I will get a drop tools like this, and everything will get grayed out for me. Since you have used the Revit architecture, you will know what is meant by this. We are creating some kind of profiles. After creating the profiles, only we will be able to exit this one. So in this case, what I'm doing is that I'm just going to create a rectangle here, some random rectangle here. This line indicates where my major reinforcement is going to come. Suppose if this line is coming here, it means my major reinforcement will be coming here. If I want to change my major reinforcement direction, what I have to do is I just have to come over here, uh, span direction. This is my span direction. So now the major reinforcement will be placed here. In general rule, major reinforcement will be placed along the direction of longer span.
Yes, sir.
Once again. Uh, நியூ ஸ்டூடெண்ட் உங்களுக்கு ரிவிட் ஆர்கிடெக்சர் ரிவிட் ஸ்ட்ரக்சர் ஆப்பா ஹலோ
என்னையா சார் கேட்குறீங்க?
ஆமாப்பா ரிவிட் ஸ்ட்ரக்சர் ரிவிட் ஆர்கிடெக்சர் உங்களுக்கு
ரிவிட் தெரியல, ரிவிட்னு சொல்லியிருக்காங்க சார். ஆனால் ஸ்ட்ரக்சரா ஆர்கிடெக்சரான்னு சொல்லலை
நீங்க
சார்.
என்ன எடுத்தீங்க அது ஓகே தானா
எனக்கு ஓகே சார். ஏன்னா
சரி
ஆட்டோ
ஓகே
கார்டு முடிச்சிட்டேன். ஆட்டோ கார்டு முடிச்சுட்டு எனக்கு இதான் சார் வந்திருக்காங்க எனக்கு.
சரி இதான் ரிவிட்னா இதான் ஸ்டார்ட் பண்றீங்க உங்க நேம் என்ன ஜனாதவா
ஜனகர்.
சரி ஓகே so after creating this what I did is I just created a rectangle which is going to act as a what is that my slab for me combined footing for me. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust this value. So I'm going to give some certain projections here and here. Either I can give this values after creating this one, or I can give the values before creating itself. So in this one, I'm having options called as measure options or align dimension option. Either one you can use it. I'm going to measure here. This distance is 909.3. Or better, what I can do is I'm going to measure from the center. From here to here, it's 1359.3. So I'm going to change these values. For changing these values, I'm selecting this one. I'm going to split this one. Going to split this line here. So for that, I'm selecting my modify options here. I'm splitting exactly at this point. Just zoom it here. I will be able to measure. One more method I can do is that I'm selecting this one and changing. This is called as witness line. In AutoCAD, we used to call them as dimension lines. Here it is called as witness lines. I'm selecting this one and selecting up to dragging up to this point. I'm going to give the values as 1005. So same way, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select here. This is my witness line, and I'm going to adjust my witness line. Suppose if you drop your witness line like this, it's not going to change. So what I have to do is I have to solve this one, and I have to bring up to this point. Then I have to give the values.
Yes, sir.
Same way, I'm going to give my projections in this direction also. So I'm just going to check the values here from this point. From this point to this point. It's around 1800. Let's make this 1500. So this one and adjust the witness line from this point to this point. Adjust my witness line. Once I finish this, make sure my span is in the right direction. What I have to do is I have to do is and I'm going to check my 3D view. So this will access my combined coding format. Let's use the depth of this one. Take type and edit.
Yes, sir.
So while giving reinforcement, what will happen is that these two things will act as a single element. That's the thing in good structure. So what will be happening here is that these two reinforcement will get embedded together into a single reinforcement and will act as a single reinforcement. Okay. So that is how I will be creating my combined footing if I needed one. So this is the way I will be creating my combined footing. One more footing is there that is called a strap footing. Have you heard of strap footing?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So the main purpose of strap footing is that we won't be able to provide any kind of projections here. We won't be able to provide any projections here because the column will be placed exactly at the boundary. So that is the reason we will be providing strap footing. Strap footing is same as this one, but in addition to that, we will be getting some beam connections here.
Yes, sir.
So we have two methods of doing that. I have seen people doing in two different methods here. In one method, what they will do is that after coming to this POF level, they will create a beam here. They will just go to your beam options here and choose a particular size of beam. I don't want steel beam, I want a concrete beam. From this point to this point, they will create a beam and I'm going to my trading profile.
Oh.
This beam shouldn't actually in strap footing. This beam will be coming higher levels up to columns will be coming. So what I will do is I will just adjust this level, adjust this height level. It is coming like this. I don't want to look like this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give the offset value for this. You are familiar with this one, right? Start level offset, end level offset. Okay, I'm just giving some values here. So just checking. Okay, it's going the wrong direction, so I want to go in the other direction. So I'm just making zero itself, and I know what I'm going to do is I'm going to my QF level, and I'm going to create a section here. After creating the section, one more section here, one more section here, one more section in this direction. Now I can clearly see how much dimension I need to lift it up. So what I will do is I'm just coming here and measuring this dimension to this dimension. It is 150 mm.
Okay,
So
sir.
to make it at the same level, what I had to do is I'm starting this one. I'm starting my view. This is start level and end level. Both should be 150 and 150.
Mm.
So now I created and made sure that it's at the same level.
Yes, sir.
Then I'm checking my 3D again. It will be coming like this. This is one method of doing this. The problem in this method is that this will be considered as a beam only, not as a foundation. It won't comes under foundation. But we can bring the reinforcement into this portion. I can bring the reinforcement and merge it with this portion. Normally, what will happen is that the three kinds of reinforcement will be provided in starting. One is the bottom reinforcement and the top reinforcement. Apart from that, a torsion reinforcement will be provided here. Torsion reinforcement will be provided here in the middle. So all those reinforcement can be provided and it can be merged with the next foundation component also. So there is no problem with that. But the only thing is that it will be considered as a beam only. It won't be considered as a foundation for me. So if I don't want to be considered as a foundation, I'm okay with this being a beam. I can follow this method. In case if I don't want this method to follow, I want to be as a foundation only. Then what I do is I'm selecting this and deleting this one. Okay. And then what I do is I'm coming to my slab options once again. Then what I'm doing here is that same day I have to create something else. Are you able to get my point here?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So here it will be provided like this, and I in this one I had to be little careful with the way reinforcement has been provided because in the previous method it's a beam, so easy it will be easy to provide reinforcement, but this will be considered as a slab, so we have to be a little bit careful while giving the rebar covers for this one, for example.
Okay.
So we will, I will take the both example while providing reinforcement for it, so that you will have a better idea how it is going to work for this. So, but I have two methods for providing slab foundation. Either I can use the beams or I can use the slab also for. But this cancelling slab foundation will be provided in two cases. The first case is that my columns is placed exactly at the boundary, so I can't give any kind of projection to my foundation. That is one reason. And one more reason is that suppose some kind of walls is going to come, some basement wall is coming here, then I have to provide start foundation. Once again, I'm explaining it here. In case there will be basement. So in that basement, I'm going to create some walls. So for that walls, I need some kind of support region. For that also, they will be providing this kind of strap footing. So
Yes,
these
sir.
are the scenarios we will be providing this strap footing, and I'm going to uncheck everything. What I did is I just get back to my normal stage. So without this comment coding and those things I have created here. Then we will discuss some more options there. So one more footing is there. One more foundation option is there. Wall foundation. To use that wall foundation, actually, I need a wall here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a wall so that it will act as a what is it fill bottom portion for me, and within that area I can fill my soil for me. So
Yes,
I'm
sir.
just going to my ground or what is what level I can go. I can put my two. I'm creating a wall. Now there will be two walls here. One is structural wall. One is another one is architectural wall. One is structural wall. Another one is architectural wall. In case if I am choosing the structural wall, the difference here is that it's a shear wall. I will be giving an option to provide rebar cover and reinforcement. Those options will be available for me. It's the real difference. Okay. Wall. And I'm going to create some wall here. Simple like AutoCAD one. I just have to click here. One more mistake I have made. Yeah, we try to correct it. Wall. Here I can make it in two ways. I will show all the different ways I can create this one. Either I can go like this one. This way I can create it. Or else I'm just clicking Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. Or use a quick line options. That's it. So in
Oh,
this way I can create two kinds of things. So one is that it will be created like this. The other one is it will be like a closed structure.
yes, sir.
And I need to adjust this one. The best way. Uh, Control Z. The two walls. That's just bring it to this. ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ நீங்க வேல்ஸ் யூனிவர்சிட்டி பையனா ஹலோ
ஆமா சார். ஆமா சார். வேல்ஸ் யூனிவர்சிட்டி.
ஓ நீங்க ஆஃபீஸ்க்கு வருவீங்களா ஆட்டோக்கார நபிஷோட இது பண்ணீங்களா நீங்க
ஆமா சார். நான் தான் சார். கடைசியில லாக்டவுனுக்கு முன்னாடி நான் தான் சார் நபிஷா மேமோட கத்துக்கிட்டேன் ஆட்டோகேட்.
ஓகே ஓகே இப்போ நான் ஓகே 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 I'm just creating the outline only because I need outline only. I don't need inside. Just creating a portion for that. So the thing is that I didn't give the values properly here. Okay, something is wrong. Okay, no problem. What I will do is I will select any one of here and select all instance, the entire project. I'm selecting everything. And one more thing, what I'm going to do is I'm going to some elevation level. Coming over here. Okay, everything has been collapsed here. So okay, we will adjust it from here. So what I want is this is going to be my base constraint, and I don't have any top constraints, so I can make them. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this one. I have made a mistake, so what I'm doing is I'm just deleting this whole walls, and I want to recreate the walls again. So I'm selecting the not the foundation, this wall options here, and after selecting this, what I'm doing is I am going to select the top of foundation, and I'm going to select the
Oh,
height of
yes, yes.
and it should go up to ground floor. So since I have selected depth option, what it has done is it has gone down. So now I can easily create it. And before continuing it, I just want to check it whether it has been created properly. how it's been created properly
Mm.
for.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand the difference here?
Ah, yes, I got it.
Box. I will just recheck it here. Yeah, I have created levels. The main purpose of creating along the outer line is that in this portion my soils will be filled here. So along this portion my soils will be filled, and after filling the soils I will be placing some PCC, and after that I will be creating my levels. That's why we are creating this one.
Mm, yes, sir.
Whenever we are creating this kind of things, we have to provide a separate foundation for this one, or else we can create a stop foundation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the wall foundation here. This wall foundation can be used only when we are creating this walls. So once again, I'm going to my tree of level and wall foundation and inserting this. Once again, I'm going to check my 3D view to see how it has been created.
Mm, yes, sir.
It's created almost the same way as a strap footing. But there are differences because the strap footing always comes up to this point. It will connect with this one, the upper portion. So like that only strap footing will be created. But it's almost like that only it will be created for. Again, wall footing. Yeah, and here when I get on. Sketch and my 3D view is good. So this will act as a foundation for me. And the load from the wall will be distributed to the again to this the bottom foundation only.
Mm, yes, sir.
So this is our base structure. And one more thing I want to create here is that I want to be covered in this portion. I want to be covered. For example, if I go to my east elevation view, I need some kind of slab here. I want some kind of PCC level here so that it will be completely covered, and below that there will be soils for me. I'm just going to my ground level, and uh, this, if you wonder why the grids are not visible here, but it is visible on the first floor, on the second floor, the third floor, I have hidden it. In case if you want to reveal it, what you have to do is, do you know how to reveal the hidden items in
Ah,
within
yes.
AutoCAD?
Mm, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You just have to click this button, and it will show all the pink items, which are the hidden items. You can select them and hide them.
Mm,
For, for now, I don't need them. And then I'm going to click my slab here. And here I have two options. One is pick supports and one is pick walls. Here I have created my wall. So I'm going to use the pick walls options here. I'm just coming over here. Clicking this one. Once again, I'm repeating. I'm selecting this one and clicking the tab key, TAB,
okay.
and completely everything will get selected for me. In this way, everything will get selected for me. In case if you want the slab to come like this to be, I just have to flip it. And after creating the 150 mm foundation slab, I don't need foundation 150 mm also. I just need some 75 mm. That itself. So I'm just going to change its name. 75 mm foundation slab. Mm. Okay. 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 So from this level to this level, I will be covering with soil so that it will be covered with soil. I don't have to provide any kind of reinforcement for this one. Then one more thing about the wall foundation I forgot to mention here is that these are normal bearing load foundation. What I can do is I can make it as retaining wall also. If you see here, I have two options here. One is wall foundation, next is retaining foundation. So when I'm changing this, I am not seeing any kind of difference here. The both look same to me. So what is happening here is that one flip option is coming here. When I just click the flip options, it's going to come like this. So this will act as my what is a heel slab, and the another portion will act as like my toe slab. Since the soil is filled inside, just clicking it. So if I wanted to make it as a what is it, a retaining wall foundation, I can use this option to create it. In simple words, Revit will consider everything as a foundation only. It doesn't matter how we are creating the steps or whatever shapes. It will consider as a foundation. It will consider each as a foundation, and we can take the estimate of that foundation also. I just increased the height of these two portions. So to just to see how the wall can be increased, the wall can be adjusted height. So sorry, the wall will adapt to this side. So what I'm doing is I have to select the wall here. I have selected the wall. Then what I'm doing is I'm just clicking this portion so that it will start with it. In case if I get a something like this, I can use this option, and again I have to finish it up to here itself. Here I wanted to come down, and here I have to finish it to the upside portion. What I can do is I'm selecting this wall, edit profile, close. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to yeah, going to draw a line here. It's better to use in 2D. I'm just showing it here. I don't want this line. And I don't want this line. What I can do is I can split them these two lines. So according to that, you will get a arranged form. Because if I want to edit 2D, you can either go to the elevation or create subsection to adjust this portion. So we have completed the foundation stage of this portion. After this, do you have any doubts or anything you want to recreate it again? As I have to rebar it, I'm just creating the structural element alone.
No, sir. Got it.
Next, you will consider creating some beams here. So I don't have any beams on this level. So what I have to do is I have to create beams on the first floor. I'm coming to my beams on the first floor. And the same way, beam option, you will be getting some steel beams. I don't want steel beams. Then I'm going to my concrete beams. If I don't want this beam, or if you want to use some other sizes, you can always duplicate them and create them. So the beams which are connecting the columns to columns, these are called as primary beams. What are the beams I'm using? Connect my columns to column sections. These are considered as primary beams. these beams, everything will be considered as a primary beamformer. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Those basic options.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Similarly, I don't want beam here because I'm not going to create any slabs there. If I want to create a beam here, here also what I can do is either I can create in this method or use the pick line options to create the beam. So one more beam is so whenever a beam connects between two columns, it should be considered as a primary beam form. So these are the beams I have created. I can either create it this way or a single circular arch like beam also I can create it. But it's more practical to use these kinds of beams. For circular wall we can use, but beams we will be using this kind of system zone.
Yes.
And the next thing is that there's a secondary beam. The secondary beam is provided when the distance between two columns are very high and the bending moment the bending moment from the beam is very high, so we need to provide some extra wick. So I can provide some secondary beams like in this method also.
What's the?
So what I can
I
do is
didn't
the
hear
very
here what you
very
said, sir.
what I'm saying is that this is considered as a primary beam. Okay,
Okay.
the secondary beam is provided when the distance between the two column is high. In simple words, the span of the beam is very high.
Okay. Yes,
It
sir.
can be a 10 meters or 12 meters span. So then what happening is that as the span increases, my bending moment will also increases. So because my bending moment formula is WL square divided by 8 for simply supported, I am saying this one. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So what is happening there is that as the span increases, my bending moment is increases. What is that? Exponentially in the form of squares. So as the bending moment increases, my reinforcement will also get increases. So to avoid these scenarios, what I will do is we will provide some secondary beams. I will check this dimension, I will check this dimension. Suppose if this dimension is higher, what I will do is I will provide a secondary beam. Are you able to understand what I'm trying to say here?
Yes, yes, I got it, sir.
The secondary beam sizes may be of smaller sizes compared to this one.
Yes, sir.
So I'm just going to use the beam here and edit type, duplicate this beam. Let's make it as 300 cross. 300 is okay for me. 300 cross. 450.
Yes, sir.
So this is one way of giving this, and another way of giving it is I'm choosing the beam system here. So the beam system, what it will do is it will identify the closed space here. If I come over here, the beams will be placed here. If I come over here, the beams will be placed here. So
Okay.
how it is calculating the three beams here means I'm having some general rule here that is fixed distance, fixed numbers like that. So what I can do, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a fixed number, and I'm going to now use a number as 2. I'm just coming here and I'm going to provide the since this is my major span. This is going to be major span.
Hmm.
I want to provide
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So both are going to be the same beams. Nothing is going to change. It will make my process a little bit faster. In case if it is not, it's not a closed surface. If the surface is some kind of polygonal surface, I can always use the sketch option. In sketch option, I have to draw this one. I have to draw and create them.
Oh, yes, sir.
I don't want to draw because it is everything is arranged properly for the beam system. So sorry, once again, control Z. Skip. Forget to create a beam here. The main reason why I plotted in this direction, this is going to be a longer span. So I consider that and I have plotted like this.
Yes, sir.
I don't want two beams here because the span is short. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to change the number to 1. And in this way also I need to provide something. So I'm just going to give something as 5 or 16 here.
Oh.
Because some slab will be coming here and
Yes,
I
sir.
need some kind of supports and for that I have the. So this is my beam systems which I have created. Next time what I have to do is I have created this beam system and I have to rise it to a top level. In which way you will copy this ones? Revit architecture, how do you copy these things?
What, sir? What you are asking?
So what I want is the same system is going to get copied and I should place it on the second floor, third floor, fourth floor, fifth floor. The thing is going to change. The same thing is going to come from bottom to the top. So in
Yes, sir.
what way we can copy them?
There will be I learned two methods. One first select the elements which whatever in the first floors,
Okay.
and then we have a copy of some. Uh, oh, I'm not seeing here.
Where is that copy action? Okay, I will just recall that one. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to select everything.
Okay.
And actually, I don't need this one. So I just go to the first floor. I will select up to this point.
Hmm.
And I will go to my filter. In that filter, in that filter options, what I'm going to do is I will be selecting my. I don't need grids and all. I just need the structural beam systems and structural framing and structural. The structural framing is nothing but the beams only. The structural
Hmm.
framing is nothing
Yes.
but the beams. And I have unchecked the griddle or joystick. It is automatically. We don't have any griddle or joystick or RCC.
Yes, sir.
Automatically, it is considering something as griddle or joystick or like that. And then I'm so applying and okay. Then what I'm doing is I'm selecting the modify options. Thus, I'm selecting copy to clipboard. After selecting the
And
copy
yes,
to
sir.
clipboard, I will be getting this option paste. Align to
Align to
selected
selected.
levels.
Yes, sir.
Which levels I need to copy.
Yes, sir.
That's So this is a circle model. We just have to adjust here alone. I have to actually I have to select change everything here. It should come up to this point. because of the slanted columns we have created. Same way I have to do it here also. Now it look okay on the floor. Again, I have to change all the system. I think okay here, but still I need to do some changes here for it will be placed here. In case if I need to provide some staircases or lift, I have to use some tab for them. Okay, we will do it in the next class. That one. Okay. Up to this one, we have it was very basic only. When you are seeing the limit of architecture, the structure will be much more easier. Maybe
Yes.
steel will be a little bit difficult because we have to understand a lot of concept while doing that. So in this way, I can create my basic structural elements. No matter what kind of structures I can in RCC, I can create all those structures, the structural elements in this way.
Yes, sir.
We will stop up to this. In the next class, we will be focusing on the slabs. I mean the floors and how to create the floors, and there is little trick in creating the floors. I will show that when we are dealing with that.